Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to dive right into the genuine science and the surprisingly complex pharmacology behind a little plant you probably have sitting in your kitchen right now. I'm talking about mint. We're going way beyond its reputation as just a simple breath freshener or a pretty garnish, because honestly, the clinical data on this herb is absolutely wild.
You know, it might actually surprise you to learn that the totally familiar menta plant is packing some seriously intense chemical mechanisms. We're talking about a plant that civilizations all the way from ancient Egypt to Native American tribes have utilized for centuries as a potent medicine. And today, modern science is finally catching up to figure out exactly how it works on a cellular level. And the results, they are pretty astounding.
So here is our roadmap for today. First up, not all mints are equal. Second, the science of soothing. Third, gut health and digestion. Fourth, brain power and pain. And finally, we'll wrap up with side effects and safety.
All right, let's jump right into section 1. Not all mints are equal. The Great Mint Divide.
We tend to treat the word mint as this giant catch-all term, right? But there is actually a massive chemical divide between the two most common types. Take peppermint, for example. It is absolutely loaded with menthol, which gives it that sharp, spicy kick. And the big takeaway here is that peppermint is highly stimulating. It literally revs you up and clears your mind. But then you look at spearmint. Spearmint relies on a completely different primary compound called carvone. That gives it a much sweeter, cooler flavor. And, most importantly, it provides calming, anti-inflammatory effects. So basically, if you need a burst of energy and focus, you reach for the peppermint. But if you want to wind down, soothe your anxiety, or just relax before bed, spearmint is definitely your go-to.
Moving right along to section 2, the science of soothing, chemical superpowers.
To really understand these superpowers, we have to zoom in on the TRPM8 receptor. This is a sensory receptor located in your nervous system. Now, when you consume or apply peppermint, the menthol naturally hijacks this specific receptor. You know that famous icy hot, chilling sensation you get? That isn't an illusion, it is a literal physiological response. By hacking your TRPM8 receptor, menthol creates an analgesic or pain-relieving sensation that physically interrupts the pain signals traveling up to your brain. How cool is that?
But wait, it doesn't just stop at blocking pain. Peppermint oil also acts directly on your smooth muscle tissue by creating what are known as calcium channel blockades. It literally blocks the voltage-dependent calcium channels that tell your muscles to contract. So, it essentially stops the chemical signals that trigger muscle spasms right in their tracks, working as a highly powerful, all-natural relaxant for your body's internal plumbing.
Which perfectly sets up section 3, gut health and digestion, a clinical approach.
So, what do those cellular blockades actually mean for your stomach? Well, take a look at this number, 80 to 95%. In clinical laboratory tests, peppermint oil was shown to reduce nerve-signaled gut contractions, specifically acetylcholine-induced spasms, by up to a staggering 95%. That just proves how incredibly effective this stuff is at stopping the kind of violent abdominal spasms that cause intense digestive discomfort. It literally forces the muscles of your stomach and intestines to just let go and relax. And when we translate that over to human trials, we get a number needed to treat of exactly 3 for irritable bowel syndrome. Now, if you know anything about medical data, an NNT of 3 is absolutely phenomenal. It means that for every 3 IBS patients treated with peppermint oil, 1 experiences significant, highly measurable relief from their pain and bloating. The clinical data firmly supports this as a frontline approach for functional gastrointestinal disorders.
But of course there's a catch. Because peppermint is so good at relaxing smooth muscles, it also relaxes your esophageal sphincter, which can actually actively cause heartburn. Ouch! So to get these profound clinical gut benefits without triggering acid reflux, doctors prefer enteric-coated capsules as the delivery system. That specialized coating allows the capsule to safely sneak right past your stomach. It prevents upper esophageal irritation, drops the peppermint oil directly into your targeted intestines where it's desperately needed, stops those spasms, and get this, it even improves the flow of bile to help your food digest way faster.
Let's pivot to section 4, brain power and pain, neurological benefits.
Let's transition from the gut up to the brain. The American Journal of Plant Sciences noted something fascinating. Prolonged low-level exposure to the aroma of peppermint essential oil enhances aspects of cognition and mood in healthy adults. I mean, seriously. Just wearing a non-transdermal, peppermint-infused patch for 6 hours has been shown to naturally boost memory, crank up your subjective alertness, and clear away brain fog. Move over, espresso. There is absolutely zero caffeine required here. The aroma itself interacts directly with your olfactory limbic system to sharpen your mind.
And when it comes to pain management, the effects are just as potent. A 10% peppermint oil and ethanol solution, when applied topically, is clinically comparable to taking aspirin or paracetamol for acute tension-type headaches. Let that sink in for a second. Simply rubbing some diluted peppermint oil on your forehead and temples can fight off a pounding tension headache just as effectively as popping standard over-the-counter pills. And it is all thanks to that TRPM8 receptor activation we broke down earlier.
All right, time for Section 5, Side Effects and Safety, the reality check.
Okay, before we go brewing gallons of mint tea, we definitely need some basic nutritional context. If you somehow manage to eat a 99-gram serving of raw, fresh mint, you'd be getting 45 calories, 7 grams of dietary fiber, and exceptionally high amounts of raw minerals like potassium and calcium. But let's be honest with ourselves, almost nobody is eating a massive bowl of raw mint leaves. Most of us drink it steeped as tea, and here is the reality check. Steeping those leaves in water strips out most of those measurable vitamins. Plus, despite whatever you might read on some wellness blog, mint tea provides absolutely zero metabolism boost. It is a wonderful, soothing, calorie-free comfort drink, sure, but it isn't going to magically burn away body fat.
If you do want to harness these incredible benefits safely at home, making fresh mint tea is easy, but you've got to do it right. You just boil 2 cups of fresh water, take it off the heat, and toss in a handful of torn or chopped mint leaves. And you absolutely must tear them to properly release the essential oils. Cover the pot, let it steep for exactly 5 minutes, and then strain the leaves out. It's fantastic for soothing nausea or breaking up stubborn nasal congestion. Oh, and a quick tip. A lot of commercial mint teas are heavily blended with green tea leaves, so be sure to double-check the label if you're looking for a strictly caffeine-free experience.
Now, it's really vital to understand that those exact same chemical superpowers we just learned about can actually become a serious liability. Because peppermint relaxes smooth muscles, it also relaxes your esophageal sphincter, which will actively worsen GERD or acid reflux. Because it stimulates bile flow, it's completely contraindicated if you have gallstones. If you're pregnant, you should absolutely consult a doctor before consuming high medicinal doses. For children under 4, inhaling pure menthol carries a severe risk of laryngospasm. And finally, peppermint does not play nice with certain liver-metabolized drugs like cyclosporine or medications that reduce stomach acid. Because it is real medicine, it commands real respect.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. If a simple green leaf sitting right there in your teacup has the documented power to literally block calcium channels, hack your nervous system receptors, and significantly enhance your cognitive function, what other common herbs are hiding powerful, clinically proven chemical mechanisms in plain sight? It completely changes how you look at that little garnish on your dessert plate, doesn't it? It leaves us all wondering what other medical marvels are growing quietly right now in our own gardens. Keep exploring, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.